Slight delay with the laptop update, but I'm opening the April meeting of the Kingston Public Library Board of Trustees at 6:05. In attendance, we have trustees Lee Lewis, Matt Donahue, Carolyn Bromwich, myself, Emily Curtin, and Library Director Donna Malone. The first item on the agenda is minutes approval from the March meeting. Did anyone notice anything that needed to be changed, added? I'll take a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I move to accept the March minutes as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Right, minutes are accepted. The next bullet point is a town meeting update. Donald, since you were present for 99% of it, would you like to give that?
Sure. So there were just really two things that I just want to mention about that. So one is that the fiscal 26 budget for the town did go through, and it does include the library's requests for the budget in order for us to meet the state requirements. So that did, go through with no discussion, thankfully. But the other thing that I wanted to say about it was that if you were there and if you saw the warrant, they made a change to how they presented the information in the warrant. So with each budget, the departments present a budget based upon things when it comes to personnel, any step increases, grade changes, etc. And with the union staff, cost of living increases are included. But when it comes to wage and personnel, that is actually a separate article. So what happens when I create the budget for next year, the department budget for 25 plus the COLA article becomes the base for next year's budget. And what they did with the warrant this year was they actually removed the COLA from the budget. And so if you were to look at it, it does show that the library's budget increased 4.5%, which was more than the requested 4% that the town had asked us to stay within. But with those salary increases in the budget, it actually works to 2.8. So that is where there was a discrepancy. So I just, we talked about the budget and talked about, being, conservative and staying below the request. That is what the difference is that the numbers, were not included that way. And my understanding is that there was other departments that, brought that up as well. But basically because when they did the actual budgets, these numbers without the COLA were the true budget requests. And then the COLA is kind of like an add-on. So technically what they would need is another column here that shows any transfers in, which is what it says in our accounting software.
We are rolling right into the director's report. So we keep going.
Okay, all right. So with the director's report, there was, we did end up doing the training at the library with members of recreation department as well as the water department joined us. We got the fire extinguisher training as well as evacuation training. We also had the Plymouth Law Library come in and do a presentation for the staff about the services that are available to them and their goals of working towards having public kind of community programming that we can ask them to come and hold at the library. And it shows what a small world it is, because evidently the presenter used to work at one of the OCLM libraries, so recognize that circulation person and some others, within the group. So that was kind of funny. She actually had attended the prior week's Babies and Bubbles program. So it is a small world. I also attended the the quarterly safety committee meeting, which there was a lot of discussion about liability and waivers. There was a, concern about, anyone that attends any of our programs should be signing a waiver. I explained my opinion about that. And basically, for example, any children's program, a waiver would have to be signed every single time, which obviously is not conducive, to the practices that we have in the mindset of, for example, if we had an author talk and someone was at the event and tripped, it was an event that we invited the person in, and by no fault of their own. The example I used is that we're not inviting people who are juggling with bowling pins that are set on fire, for any true kind of hazards or anything like that. We have been in a lot of talks with the Kingston 300th group, not the book group, but the regular group, about working together. We met with John Bartlett from there to talk about next year's programming and try to collaborate. They will have a schedule approximately around July of their particular events. So the goal being that there, not being duplication and where areas that we can, work together to collaborate on. Let's see. Also in April, we had Books in Bloom, which was the partnership with the Kingston Garden Club. They had the most attendees to their reception, and it was quite popular and very exciting.
It seems to be growing I go to the reception, so it seems it's grown.
It is, and that's, that it's a great partnership and that we're very excited about that. So, we look forward to, hosting again, with them. Let's see. So I did speak to Sunrise Technology about the LED sign.
We can actually see the problem we're speaking about from there.
Exactly. And they came earlier this week to pick up the parts for the sign, for the signs to fit them, to basically, weatherproof them. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks, because it was a project that they were trying to work on in the middle of March, but then with the rainy days that we had, there was no way that they were going to be able to fulfill that request. Let's see. I did speak to Street Trees and Parks about having arrows painted in the little roundabout that we have on the Green Street entrance, because we are noticing.
It's a free for all.
Well, we're noticing more and more people actually kind of zooming up Green Street and taking the first entrance in.
Yeah.
And from that angle, folks that are actually in parking spots backing out. We've seen quite a few close calls.
Yeah.
And so I did speak to them. It is not in their budget at this time to do that, but we can talk to them again in July.
Okay.
And then I realized that I did not print off the statistics for last month, so I was just.
Oh, we have, they've been distributed, so.
Okay. Okay, so I was able to bring it up on my phone. And so for the monthly comparison, we are up 4.39% over the previous year's statistics. And then for year to date, we are down 21.51%, which is still the best improvement of any of the libraries in OCLN for year to date. And we are watching the hoopla costs as they've, this month is actually, I think, the second largest we've had. So we are kind of monitoring that to see, with the budgets, whether or not there needs to be tweaking about reallocating certain things. I did also, just to go back to my report, I did speak to the contact from the building inspector concerning the backroom project. I did email them plans and current photos of the space, and I'm waiting for a response back from them.
Any questions for Donald? Seeing any? The staff reports were also circulated. Did anyone have any issue with any of the staff reports or any comment they wanted to make? Our next bullet is the Foundation and Friends update, and I know that Ms. Grace is not able to make it tonight, but she did mention that she wanted us to discuss the date of the library so the trustees are aware that they are asking permission to use the parking lot as has been done in the past. It's on
September 14th and 1000.
We do need to take an official vote on that as a board. As we've done in the past when they've requested. We get confirmation of the date, then we can do that.
What date is that again, sorry?
I believe it was,
Is it a Sunday? Because that's
it is a
September
Sunday.
14th.
Yeah, that's the Sunday. It's September 14th.
Okay. So. I don't know if we need to make a motion to do that or just vote yay or nay on whether or not they can use the parking lot. I think it's.
I would just, to cover themselves, just
make a motion.
make a motion, yeah.
Okay, so what do we want to make a motion that basically indicates making a motion that the Kingston Public Library Foundation be able to utilize the parking lot on Sunday, September 14th for their library event.
I move that the Kingston Public Library Foundation be able to use the parking lot on Sunday, September 14th for their library event.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so unanimously accepted. Payment of bills, there isn't anything there. I have a trifecta under old business. They kind of all go together. The first is that I cannot make the date that we have set for our May meeting. And it is going to be the first meeting that we have new trustees, which is the second part. The third part is we will have to reorganize the board during that meeting. So I'm requesting we could potentially entertain other dates for that meeting. This mostly affects Matt and Lee because this is sadly Carolyn's last meeting with us. But is there any chance that the Tuesday after that would work for all interested parties here, invested parties here?
that Tuesday being.
The date is currently the 19th in May.
So the 20th?
So it would be the 20th.
Move that should be
That's fine.
acceptable for me. Is that something we need a motion on to? A serious question.
I don't think so. I think if we're just all here agreeing that we can move it.
Actually,
Oh.
oops. I am gonna have to renege on that one.
Okay.
I cannot make that date either.
Okay,
I have a conflicting official duty.
what about the 21st, which is the Wednesday?
That would-
Guessing it works for me, because I don't have anything in my life, but they're like crazy children driving around, but
What do you think?
yes,
Donald?
that
What
should be
about for
fine.
you?
Oh, let me just see.
Wednesday, the 21st. And I apologize for this.
No.
That's fine.
And I'll add as an aside, I think I speak for the full board when I say we thank Carolyn for her service.
Well, that's actually part of my old business, but.
Oh, did I steal that? I'm sorry. I
Not
didn't-
at all.
I didn't mean to pull old business right from in front of me.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I need to pick that as well.
Yes. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, so May 21st would work for me.
Excellent. So then we're going to flip that May meeting to Wednesday, the 21st. And the last bit of this portion, I just wanted to say thank you to Carolyn for her service. She has served on the board twice now. So she has dedicated her talents and her time to the town of Kingston as a member of the community. I thank you for keeping the library as one of your interests and something that you champion. And as your peer here on the board, I want to thank you so much for all of the time and energy you have given to the board. One of those flowers belongs to you. Thank you very much. And eventually there will be someone that will be stepping into your position that you will likely need to talk to and just
Yes,
maybe.
yeah, well, I'll need to connect with them.
Right,
to
so-
the Eastern Bank and make sure we get the signatures
Mhm.
So-
changed and things like that. So,
And when we reorganize the board, it may be one of you two, because the other two members will have not been to a meeting yet.
It's the easiest job on the books.
Yeah. And also, I would like to say publicly thank you to Ralph. It's also his last meeting this evening. And I want to thank him because he too has served on many committees on the board and has been a member of the board for a while now. So that's it. Any other old business? New business? Okay. Not seeing any then, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn our meeting at 6:23. Second.
All in favor? Aye. You're officially adjourned at 6:23.